Identifying limiting beliefs. For me, this was kind of like the first steps on the trail, on the pathless path, seeking truth. Um, I was in a dark place. I was very anxious and depressed, and my self-esteem wasn't very good at the time, and um, and struggling, and that kind of pushed me into being more curious about learning about how to end that suffering. So, got me more interested in learning about things like spirituality and meditation. I've always been a skeptically minded person, so I wasn't looking to pick up some dogmatic beliefs or anything like that, but I was just looking for wisdom. Um, and I feel like some of the more basic personal development and also some of the more basic spiritual work that I was introduced to was um, working on your limiting beliefs, reflecting and analyzing um, kind of just like how you feel about yourself and what do you believe is possible for yourself or in general, and noticing how you've sort of picked up these different beliefs about yourself or what is possible for you or anybody along the way. And these beliefs get kind of stuck inside there, and they just seem so when we get older. It's just like, oh, that's the way I am. You know, we might look at ourselves, we might say some positive things. We might have some positive beliefs for ourselves, like, oh, I'm a great writer, or I'm a great friend, or a great dancer, or I work really hard, or whatever it might be. It could be things about your religion too. Oh, I have a a great religion, or I have a great family, or anything like that. These could be these positive beliefs that you pick up, or at least they have a positive tone to them from your perspective. Um, Sometimes these things can kind of go overboard, and people can start to become very egotistical, or they might think that they have, you know, that their race or religion or culture or uh, gender or anything is superior, and that's kind of you know um, a paradoxical thing there, where your belief feels like it has a positive tone for you. You believe something positive about yourself, but it actually has negative externalities for the world. So that's those are positively toned beliefs, and they can be very dynamic like that. They might have no negative externalities, or they can have very nasty ones. So then there's also negative beliefs about yourself that have a negative tone. Um, some of these beliefs might be, oh, I'm ugly, or I'm annoying, or I'm stupid, or I'll never get this, or I'll never be successful. There's many different ones. Um, and sometimes a negative tone belief can actually make it so you're a little bit more careful in life, instead of being overzealous or picking up some sort of superiority complex. It might kind of temper your ego to some degree. And then there's also ones that can really stifle your growth, and have negative externalities where you're kind of dragging down people with you. So, positive tone beliefs and negative tone beliefs can both have negative consequences, um, externally, and they can also cause you to shoot yourself in the foot, and really get in the way of your own success. So, um, from a certain vantage point, any belief can be a limiting belief, and I would say that any belief is a limiting belief to some extent. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with having beliefs. If you're somebody who is a believer, you might, if you have some sort of belief system in place that you take to be true, and you're not able to kind of wake up out of that mental construct, then you can have beliefs that are not as limiting as others, and some of them can actually enable you to succeed. So beliefs are very complex, and when we say limiting and not limiting, we say good, we say not good. It's very complicated. Generally speaking, when you're going for awakening, all beliefs are uh, obstacles in a sense, so to speak. Um, But if we're not necessarily going for awakening per se, we're just trying to do some personal development and try to live a little bit more of a happy life, um, then it's really good to make the distinction of which beliefs are the most limiting and the most negative. And I would I would say that if you're having a negative feeling, a negative emotion, and uh, and it's not. hmm, Negative emotion, or you're feeling like you're incapable of something, anytime that feeling comes up, um, is a good opportunity to investigate what beliefs or what do you feel is true about yourself, that really leads to that feeling. You know, if you made a mistake at work, um, and you're feeling really down about it, be curious and ask, why do I feel down about making this mistake? And um, sometimes it's like it's okay. It's a normal reaction to feel not great when we make a mistake right away. Um, we can learn from our mistake and we can kind of transmute that into a positive experience. But our emotions are feedback to what's going on in the world. If we get hurt, we feel pain. If we make a mistake, we might feel a little disappointed in ourselves. Okay. But if it's just that, if you just feel a little disappointed, and you can kind of say to yourself, well, I made a mistake. Oh well, I'll try better next time. And if that's just over, then um that's healthy. But if you're looking at it, and especially if you start ruminating, without even trying to, but if you look at it and you're like, oh man, I always make mistakes, I'm probably gonna get fired, I'm probably gonna make another mistake tomorrow. That's not healthy. That's not You're not reacting to the mistake anymore in a healthy way. You're reacting to this whole narrative that is constructed of beliefs, that have kind of stuck with you over time. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. On the flip side, if you are really doing great work, you're successful, and you think that you're the best, and you start noticing that kind of people are not really wanting to be around you so much, or they think that you're kind of being a jerk, you know, that's another see, sometimes there's an expression. It's something like, if one person thinks you're a jerk, then they're probably a jerk. If 10 people think you're a jerk, or if a lot of people think you're a jerk, then you're probably a jerk, or being a jerk is what I mean to say. Um, so, even when something seems to be going right in our lives, but we're getting this negative feedback, this is another opportunity to examine our beliefs, um, our beliefs about why we feel like we're doing so good. Why do we feel like that other person is ganging up on you all the time? Why, so be curious about what's reinforcing your identity and in these moments of coping and these moments of social interaction where you know something's not going um in the way you want it to. Examine what beliefs might be causing that. What beliefs might be causing you to be hard on yourself, and what beliefs might be causing you to be hard to be around. And these are the beliefs that we should prioritize and tackle first if we want to do personal development, or if we're on a journey to deconstruct all our beliefs to lead to awakening. So, what you can, the thing is, when you do this, it's going to bring up some emotions, because usually when you have these beliefs instilled in you, it's because of some event. Um, maybe you're being cocky around people because somebody made you feel like you weren't worth enough. So now you feel like you need to overcompensate. That's a limiting belief. That's going to limit the way that you are able to make relationships, and it's going to limit your ability to be authentic because you're always protecting something. Um, let's say that somebody, say, made a mistake at work and you're really dwelling on it, you're dwelling on it, you're dwelling on it. And then you have the thoughts, um, hey, I can't do anything right. Oh, I'm probably just gonna mess this up again. Oh, I'm a failure. That's a limiting belief because that's gonna potentially make you not try anymore or make you quit or, who knows what. So these whatever beliefs are causing the biggest results in your life, like the negative results. Let's start with the negative results first with our beliefs so that we can start to get more of a handle on our life. And also this is where real growth happens because as you go through and you debunk these beliefs by realizing that they were instilled at a time that you were probably vulnerable and and you didn't know much about the world yet, and so you just took these thoughts to be true and then you just ran with it. If we can look back now and say, oh, wait a minute, I'm less naive now. I know a little bit more about how the world works. And no, I'm not stupid. No, I'm not a failure. Or no, I'm not better than everyone else. No, I'm not, no, I don't need to succeed and step on everyone else. Whatever those limiting beliefs are that are creating the most toxic externalities in your life, um, look at those first and um, reflect and try to if you can kind of retrace your steps back to where those beliefs were kind of ingrained in you, if you can sort of mentally hold that younger version of yourself and just and let it go and just forgive yourself for kind of putting yourself through the ringer with these limiting beliefs, and just understand that you're just a person like everyone else, and you're not stupid. You're not a failure. You're not better than anyone else either. You're just like everyone else. We're all authentic on the inside, and we have these shells, these veneers um, of vulnerability, and it's okay. Um, and this is where real growth happens. This is really it's you work on stuff like this, you work on being honest with yourself like this, and you really try to put the effort in, you'll see results really fast. I mean, I you can even see the results in weeks or months, which I consider fast when you consider the sort of results that you'll see where you sort of peel off that vulnerable veneer and your authenticity just shines forth, and deep down inside we're all going to still be vulnerable, but that's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. You don't need to have that armor on. That's a better way to put it. It's not really a vulnerable veneer. It's more like an armor that you've constructed to protect yourself. But by doing this, you've limited yourself, and this is common across the board with just people. So, if you think that this isn't doesn't apply to you, I don't know you. Maybe it doesn't, but I think it applies to everybody. So, if you don't feel like it applies to you, that might just mean that you really need even more to look because you maybe are really taking these limiting beliefs as just hard, cold facts. And you're like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about limiting beliefs? There aren't any limiting beliefs. I don't believe stuff. I'm not religious. I'm an atheist, you might think, or something like that. You know, and if you haven't looked under the surface, I can pretty much guarantee you that there's a lot there to find. So I hope this helps somebody. And yeah, if you like this video, then please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, then please hit the subscribe button. If you know anybody who might like this, then please share it. If you have anything you want to say, then please comment down below. And if you want to get notifications the next time I drop new content, then hit that little bell button. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.